not coming on. Nothing happening today. Sorry about that. Council Chairperson, just had to make sure the recorder is on. All right, good evening, everybody. Councilman Archie is excused. Thank you, sir. Councilmember Bax. Councilmember Miles. Councilmember Zajac. Council Chairperson Perry.
Righteous God, we stand before you, not only as leaders, but as servants of the people tonight, that we ask for your guidance and we ask for your courage. Courage to speak the truth when it's unpopular, to defend those who cannot defend themselves, and to act boldly for justice. Bless this council with the conviction to put people before politics, fight for neighborhoods who are often overlooked, and to confront the systems that keep our city divided. Remind us every decision that we make carries weight for families, for workers, and for generations yet to come. Lord, strengthen our voices that they will not tremble in the face of pressure, and steady our hands that every vote that is cast is done in a spirit of fairness and dignity and accountability. May this chamber be not only a place of debate, but a place of action that transform our city for the better. In your holy name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, tonight we have three hearings, public hearings. The time is 6:04, and our first hearing is about to begin, which will be relative to the refuse and recycling program. We have speakers lined up?
No, sir, you can move forward to the next hearing.
No. Okay, I guess that was a quick one. Okay, it's 6:05. Next, we will discuss the amending of the official zoning map of the city to add a high-efficiency overlay district at 5380 Frontier Avenue. Again, this time is 6:04. Sorry, 6:05. Do we have any speakers?
Yes, sir, our first speaker is Christine Lodovico. Christine?
Hi. All right, so good evening. I'm Christine Lodovico. I'm here on behalf of my mother, Marcia Pinzotti. We are trying to rezone the. No, it's fine.
But just looking at the top of the paper you handed us, I think you're signed up for the wrong public hearing. I think you want number 3.
You're in the
Oh, I
last
thought
one.
you said my name. Oh,
Oh, you did.
that's her fault.
That's okay.
All right, we'll be back in a minute.
Okay, Liz, any other speakers for 5-3?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, these both signed up.
Okay.
Our next speaker is Lauren Adornetto. Excuse me. Did I pronounce it right?
Lauren?
Lauren. Adornetto.
Yes, it's Lauren Adornetto. Thank you so much. My name's Lauren Adornetto with Phillips Lytle, attorney representing Block Fusion Northeast Data, the applicant in connection with the request to rezone and add a high energy use overlay district to the parcel at 5380 Frontier Avenue. I've appeared in front of this council on many occasions and have submitted a voluminous amount of written material that we appreciate that the council has reviewed extensively. I simply put my name down on the paper in case there were any public comments to respond to, but I'll just reiterate what we have said every time we've been here, is that this project really benefits the city in terms of providing meaningful redevelopment of a formerly vacant industrial parcel, provides full-time jobs, employs contractors from around the region, and there's been extensive noise analysis to establish that there is simply no noise impact to sensitive residential receptors that are more than 800 feet from the site. So for all of the reasons we've submitted to this council previously, and we'll reiterate again tonight, that we'd just ask that the council vote in favor of item 4, the resolution to add a high energy use overlay district to the parcel of 5380. Thanks.
That is our last speaker.
Okay, thank you. I have now 6:07. And the final hearing will be relative to rezoning 171 McKenna Avenue from a C1A neighborhood commercial to a I1 business park. The time is 6:08.
Welcome, Christine.
Speaker.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome. Hi again. Long time.
Hello
no see.
again.
Yeah, we're looking. My father passed away in February, and we're looking to rezone. When we went to go put the property up for sale, we saw that it was zoned for a commercial property, and it's a manufacturing building. So we were looking to rezone it as a business park, the I-1, so that it's useful as what it's built as. And we don't know along the way when it got rezoned, but somewhere along the way it got rezoned. So it's always been a manufacturing business. He manufactured wallpaper sample books, you know, for 60 years, right? So that's all we're looking, just to rezone it for whoever purchases it next. Is that it? That's all I have. Everything is explained here if you want to see what else is there, but.
Thank
You're
you.
good? Okay, thank you.
Any other speakers?
No, sir, no other speakers.
Okay, this time is 6:09. Hearings are now closed. All right, we have no presentations tonight. So we will move right to speakers on legislative items. I remind you all, we have 3 minutes to speak on specific items. Please identify what item you're speaking on as you prior to beginning your speech. Liz?
Our first speaker, excuse me, is Frank Hanley, agenda item number 3.
Frank Hanley, agenda item number 3. I did the reading of the packet, and the packet's pretty much going to get the money of the work that was done by DPW. I have more so questions, and my question is, how far back does this time period fall into when it comes down to the properties that the work was done and these things were unpaid, whether it be the vegetation or debris? Second question is, because I haven't been a victim of people dumping on the property where I reside, is there anything in place for those who are victims of somebody else driving up, dropping off chairs, a wheelchair, I don't know what, all kind of stuff. Now, the first time I called DPW, I called them, they said they would come look it out, look at it. Then I called back because they didn't show up, and then they told me that they would charge me to clean it up. I had 72 hours to clean it up, something like that, maybe 96 hours to clean it up. So I'm cleaning it up myself the first time. Now I'm a young, amazing stallion, so I can do that. But what happens to somebody else who is elderly who cannot handle these affairs? Are they going to suffer the consequences of somebody else's behavior? And is there anything set in place to vet this process or procedure? That's really my concern, because grateful to Casella, unfortunately, that those who dumped on my yard, they were willing to pick that up in their regular route. But it happened to me on 3 occasions. I'll have cameras up next week. I walked up out there today that had an antenna in my backyard. So when you talk about debris and vegetation, these elements, just making sure that you're considerate of who it is, where it is, and also the person that you're charging, do they still own that property? And these are just questions that I asked. I just read it. It's like $91,000 you guys are in pursuant of unpaid inspections and unpaid work done. But the question is also, what is the timeline of that list that you have? Are you going back a year, 2 years, or is that all in the year 2025? These are just my questions, my concerns that I have, because don't come causing me to pay a fine that I didn't do this. I'm not responsible for that. Just something to be considered. And also going forward, there should be a better business practice or a better negotiation over a contract of some sort. Hey, this is the inspection, this is the cost that's required to get it removed or handled. There has to be a better format, because there's no way we got $91,000 just not paid. That's a lot of money at $175 per occasion. So get somebody in business with a better business structure, strategy, concept, see how to handle these things. I would ask DPW, oops, they're not here, but I can't ask them. But that's all of my time. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Tanya Barone, agenda item number 3.
Good evening. I'm here to speak on agenda item number 3 as well. This looks to be like an annual report. My concerns are, this is very vague to me. It says fees that include inspection fees, cleanup costs, which may include disbursement and handling fees and or administrative penalties, depending on the property owner's legal status. What exactly does that mean? That you can just charge astronomical fees and like make them up as you go? Like, is there a set standard, a limit? How do we calculate these fees? My concern is, yes, I do want the properties cleaned up. We all do. We want a clean community, clean properties. But as Frank said, I'm worried about the homeowners and the building owners, the property owners here that have illegal dumping on their property. And it's unfortunate because people will literally follow a garbage route in the middle of the night with a rider truck and literally not rent a dumpster and clean out an eviction property or a new property that's been purchased that is full of garbage, and they will literally dump it in different places of the city. The police department, the DPW, the mayor, and everybody is aware of this. There should be a full investigation going on to the illegal dumping. Now, if this is the case, how many property owners are victims of that? And now we have fees in here that are 40-some thousand, 30-some thousand, 20-some thousand. I thought that was a typographical error until I started really looking at the addresses and the amounts. Are we cleaning up chemical spills? These people in the DPW, I'm hearing, make $15 and change an hour. Why are we charging like 50, 100 times the amount that it actually took? And I'm guessing, I'm using a little critical thinking, but if we're charging that much, that seems like extortion. And how many people are actually going to lose their properties because they can't pay these astronomical fees that are being added to their taxes? They're not only going to not lose their houses to the banks, their property to a bank, they're going to lose it to the city. Then what happens? The city takes the property. Who's going to come in and buy those properties and have all the back taxes waived? We've seen it many times here. So my job and what I'm here tonight to do is not only protect our city from all this illegal dumping, okay? Property owners that aren't responsible for cleaning up their properties, because yes, they have to be held accountable if that's the case, but what is going on here with the fees? We need an investigation. Open up the files, look at pictures. You know, is there some kind of proof of the breakdown of these charges?
Thank
I
you,
would like
Tanya.
to know. Thank you so much.
Our next speaker is Lauren Adornato, agenda item number 4. She has declined to speak. Our next speaker is Janine Gallo, agenda item number 3.
Okay, another, I don't want to call it a scam, but if you, again, you're just putting numbers down on a piece of paper and making the whole city accountable for the numbers you just make up. There's dumping. In any other town, there's signs, there's fines, penalties. If it's such a major problem, all you'd have to do, there's cameras everywhere. Don't we have cameras to watch license plates? We have cameras for everything in Niagara Falls now. You know, do a little investigation of a dumping. You know, go down the street and say, hey, you got a Ring doorbell? Like, look what's going on and find the people that are doing it, or at least try or pretend to, without, again, charging overtime or anything to do it, just to stop the problem, because it is. I've seen it myself. People, I'm at a light, they just throw their McDonald's bag out the window. They don't care. It's Niagara Falls, who cares? Boom. You know, there's signs everywhere. If you do that in another town or city and you throw something out your window, you're going to get pulled over and you're going to get a fine. And to put it on the taxpayers and just have no accountability for even what they did. It's kind of like the trees or the asbestos thing. $250,000 to check asbestos after a fire, but they won't tell you how many houses or anything they did. Last year, the same with the trees, $250,000, but we're not going to tell you what we cut. And the new tree thing is a whole nother topic. Even the dogs. There's been dogs sitting in a basement for months. And the simple question I ask everybody, and accountability, is if it's the landlord's dog because the tenant left the dog, who has the license? Nobody even asks for a dog license. You know, I feel bad for the 6 people in the whole city that actually have a license. But again, accountability, making people be responsible, it would help the taxpayer. It would help the taxpayer if the city did their job as far as, like, even, okay, the dog warden's there, give the people that own the dog, ask them for a dog license instead of just not taking responsibility. Just not taking responsibility at all for anything. Like, it's never even asked. When they go to a house, do you have a license? When someone's dumping something, find them. Find them, the people dumping, not the taxpayer. Not the people, you know, the landlord that is now stuck with the animals. And you have the SPCA to handle abandonment to the animals. But Niagara Falls has to be responsible too. It's a garbage dump and nobody is respecting anything. And why would they when you are now making taxpayers pay for the people doing the wrong? That's all.
That is our last speaker.
That's it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, do we have any administrative updates for this evening? None? Okay. Community announcements. Anybody?
This Friday, Candy on the Commons at the Aquarium of Niagara. It's from 5:30 to 7:30, and it is a free event.
Okay.
There's a rabies vaccination clinic, October 25th from 10 to 2 p.m. at 2070 Cuga Drive Extension. Phone number 716-605-9205. $40 with an exam.
That's that pause in the falls, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else? Okay. Now we're at section 4. The adoption of the agenda. Are there any motions to amend the agenda as proposed? If no,
So would that be after this amendment?
you want to be
As
removed from item
sponsor,
3?
yeah, because I got more information, that just gives me a lot of questions.
Okay, so we have a change on the agenda item number 3, to remove Dante Miles from one of the sponsors of the bill. So that would we qualify that as an adopt? That would be a change in the menu, right? Okay.
It's not a change in the action item. And obviously, it's going out to print as of 6.
So
As
we'll
of
move that as
yesterday.
an action item when we get to the position,
it-
with the point.
It could be struck in the future minutes, but there's nothing,
What would you like to do, Dante? When we get to the item, we'll
Yeah.
make it an action item?
Well, the lawyer said.
Okay, all right. So, as that's, I guess that's not totally a agenda item in itself, it's just a. I got it, okay, we'll make
I
that
think
point
it's
when we get there.
I think
Okay,
it's sufficient if a sponsor says, I'm withdrawing my name. I don't think it required. Okay.
From item number 3.
And then we can handle that at the point of the minutes,
Okay.
next meeting or meeting after.
satisfied? Okay.
As long as it's on record, we good.
So then I need a motion to adopt the agenda as proposed. May I have a motion? Okay. Okay, any opposition? Information? Opposition? Okay, Liz, call the roll.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
4 yeas.
4 yeas, the motion carries. Items from the clerk's office. We have anything from the clerk's office tonight?
No, sir.
Anything new? Nothing? Okay.
Nothing.
All right. Now we're at the legislative items. And item number 1, for professional auditing services, may I have a motion, please?
Also vote to approve contract award for RFP 2025-28A to EFPR Group CPAs, PLLC, for the provision of professional auditing services for fiscal year 2025 and optional years 2026 through 2028 operation, and authorize the mayor to execute an agreement with that successful proposer as more fully outlined in his recommendation memo dated October 16th, 2025.
Okay, may I have a second, please? Okay, I will not restate the motions unless there's specific requests to do so. At this time, I will ask, are there any information requests? Any opposition? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Bax? Yes. Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
4 yeas.
4 yeas, the motion's carried. Item number 2, may I have a motion, please?
Move the council vote to approve resolution relative to adopting the fiscal year 2026 user fees to fund 82.6% of the estimated cost of the recycling and refuse program next year.
May I have a second, please? Okay. information requests?
Yeah, right?
That's correct.
And just for clarity too, it's falling short just about $1 million. That will be funded through the general fund to make up that gap, correct?
That's correct.
Correct, okay.
Okay. Any other? All right. Oppositions or item for debate? You know, I would like to go on and say this. No one likes to pay these refuse fees, but, you know, what's the alternative? You know, when this was implemented, it was done to help the budget and to address the shortfall. And having the city do this job, it would take a major investment and would cost us more and more money year after year. With that, do we have any oppositions to that?
Personally, like I said before, prior to, I don't feel that I feel like it was more of a money grab. I feel like we've done a piss poor job getting revenue for the city. We haven't did any true development in decades. And so what happens is we're $4 million in the hole, and we have to make up an idea that, oh, we're gonna lose police and fire. I don't believe that was gonna happen at the time. I know a lot of people felt some kind of way about it, but what happens is we make up these ideas, and now we get a refuse fee that I'm glad it's not going up. Of course, I wish that we didn't have it at all. You know what I mean? But the thing is to me, we've done a poor job of developing this small city, and we keep trying to find new answers using old metrics. We don't have population density that we once had. I say it all the time. We're not 115,000 people strong in the city of Niagara Falls. We're barely 46,000. So I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like this refuse fee is a golden thing for our city. It's not. And it's not something that is even fair to the community at large. I feel like it is something that is piss poor planning, no real planning, and we don't have, so for $4 million for a city that brings in 7, 8, 9 million people a year, for us not to be able to pull $4 million from just the tourism, pull people into and put money into our tax base here into the city, I think that's more of a government fault, and unfortunately the citizens are paying for that with this refuse fee. So I don't think it's a golden ticket or something that, you know, we have to do it. We just got to do better at finding ways to generate revenue in the city of Niagara Falls instead of off of the backs of people.
Anybody else? All right, with that, let's call the roll, please.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac?
As the other council members said, obviously it is a burden on the taxpayer. Council members have to pay it, contrary to, I got a couple calls again this week that we're forgiven from this, and we're not. You know, we're burdened with this as well as the taxpayers from a previous council that no one up here was a part of. It's incumbent on us or future councils to try to find $4.8 million in the budget to try to get rid of this. That's not as easy as you would think, unless any of my colleagues could tell me differently. So unfortunately, this is what we're burdened with now. So yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
4 yeas.
4 yeas, the motion's carried. Agenda item number 3. May I have a motion, please? With that, for the record, this is the one you want to do name striking. So with that, we have a motion to remove Dante Miles is a co-sponsor of that bill. We'll put that forward. Can I have a second to that?
Mr. Chairman, I don't think we need a motion. I think
Just strike it?
Mr. Miles has said that he's withdrawing his name. I think that's sufficient.
So that's done. Okay.
It'll be noted in the minutes.
Dante, your name is off the bill. All right. So with that, may I have a motion for action item number 3, please?
Resolution relative to ordering each unpaid bill for inspection fees and/or cleanup services under Chapter 738 of the city's codified ordinances be assessed against the corresponding real property for which the bills were incurred.
And may I have a second, please? Okay, information requests.
On page 1 of 4, and it's 3 different addresses, Ferry Avenue, 1127, 1116, and 620, from what I see, and I could be missing 1 or 2, but they're double. It's 2 different bills for the both of them. Is that a typo, or is that, did they go back twice to that address?
Yeah, that billing is per visit. So what that indicates for those addresses that are repeated, those are repeat visits.
Any other questions? Okay, opposition.
Yeah, so I have a kind of an issue with this, and as I just, you get a chance to talk to different residents and different, our constituents, kind of get a chance to see things from a different space. The people are doing this, they don't have they're making $17 an hour, they don't have any benefits, and we're looking at over $800,000 of trying to collect and charge, and some of these numbers, as I sat and really pondered on it, you're talking about $6,000 for vegetation from one visit, $3,000, $1,000, $2,000 from one visit of vegetation. It makes me feel like they're targeting, and when I look at most of these addresses on here, it's heavily 4th District and some are 6th, which is kind of like if we were kind of put Niagara Falls on a level of, well-to-do versus going down to the gutter. You got 4th is all the way, always at the bottom, and 6th is a strong 3rd. I'd hate to think that this is something that we're doing to target, especially when you're going back and looking at, these are repeat, like you just said. They went back to specific areas when we have actually city properties that are not even cut. So how are we being, we're being contradicting. We're being contradicting and hypocrites for us to go back to spaces. We're going to charge you, we're going to go cut your grass, we're going to charge you this astronomical price, and then we're going to come back and hit you again. But we can go down the street and around the corner to specific areas that the city of Niagara Falls own, that we own, that's overrun, that's grass is tall, almost tall as me. I did a video about it, and I know I got public scrutiny about it by some of the mayor's puppets, but outside of that, my thing is this. How do we target the citizens when we don't do a good job ourselves? Why? So I think for us to even go into this, and like I said, I'm looking at most of these addresses. Most of these addresses are coming from the marginalized, the overlooked, the neglected portions of our city. Yeah, I think, and it kind of reminds me, actually, of the same type of targeting. Because what happens is, you know, we do this, and now we're looking at $800,000+, just like we said, ice rink, someone who runs an ice rink, all of a sudden he owes $1 million. How do we get to that? How do we make it, how do we allow it to get to that space? So for me, it's actually bad business. It's actually bad management, and it starts at the top. We're the last. We're the last. We're the ones that unfortunately have to vote for this type of stuff. But if we start holding accountable the people who are actually, you know, who appoint these government management systems. So when you see someone who runs DPW, runs code enforcement, when we have all these issues, we don't appoint them. The absent guys over there, they appoint them. So unfortunately, we can't address them tonight because I feel like these are some questions that I have that they would really only have the answers to. I'm not going to ask questions to anyone that's going to blow fluff and blow smoke. At the end of the day, I feel like this is where our problem lies. We're not good stewards of the city.
All right. I see that, you know, I'm looking at, you know, the locations. They had over $50,000 in my neighborhood within 2 blocks of my house. So I don't know if it's fair the way that it's broken down and balanced, but, you know, I see addresses from all over the city. But what I would like to point out is, you know, we have a lot of people that complain about, you know, DPW not doing anything, and if you count it, we have 610 occurrences on this bill. That accounts to like every week they're doing about a dozen properties, and I think I got to commend the DPW for doing that much. For all the people who say that they're not doing anything and we have blight, they're addressing the blight, and I think they're doing a fine job of that.
Well, only a part of it. A lot of these fees add up, especially when we get to the next category of debris removal, and even vegetation. Clean Team does not operate large equipment. So if DPW, for example, has to remove overgrown bushes that are taken over a yard, a property, maybe providing habitat for rats, maybe it's a fire hazard, then you get equipment operators coming in. So it's not just Clean Team. They're certainly out there doing a lot of the work, but it's not entirely the case. And loaders are operated by our unionized employees, not part of the Clean Team. So it's an oversimplification to suggest that all this work is done by the Clean Team. It's not.
So
the cost of it is really under, like, guaranteed under $200,000. We're talking about a fraction of what we're talking about. Pretty much extorting from the people. That's a fraction.
If someone felt, if some of these absentee landlords in all types of states all across the country felt that they're being extorted, they have an opportunity to challenge.
Unfortunately, I spoke actually on that last night at that debate, that thing. I spoke on that.
About extortion
we talk about
slumlords. Extortion of slumlords.
I'm talking about absentee landlords because, like, what happens is that we keep allowing so-called developers to buy up all of our land, and we don't allow people who actually live here the opportunity to be homeowners and whatnot. So we can't complain about absentee landlords when we keep offering all of our land to people who are outside of the city anyway.
These are private property owners, Mr. Miles. Okay. The city doesn't control who buys private property. Okay. Sorry, but we don't have that kind of power. Okay?
Okay, with that, let's please call the roll.
Councilmember Bax? Yes. Councilmember Miles?
No.
Councilmember Zajac?
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
We have, I'm sorry. Yeah, 3 yeas, 1 nay, 1 excused.
The motion's carried. Okay, that was listed on 3. Okay, and item number 4, may I have a motion, please?
Council vote to approve resolution relative to the adoption of a local law amending the official zoning map of the city of Niagara Falls to add a high-energy usage overlay district to the Northeast Data LLC's data center at 5380 Frontier Ave, SBL 160.14-1.1.2.
And a second, please? And information requests. Opposition. I would like to say something about Block Fusions. They really demonstrated that they want to be a good corporate citizen. You know, I know that they've jumped through a lot of hoops, and they've done a lot of things to get to this point. And although, you know, a lot of these companies have a bad reputation, I would like to commend them on doing all that they did, if you follow the history of them. So I appreciate that. And with that, Liz?
Councilmember Bax? Yes. Councilmember Miles?
To echo somewhat of that same sentiment, I actually got a chance to visit them and visit the facility, and it's in a space that's already industrial. I didn't even understand why we had to put out so much red tape. We should have been putting out red carpet in those spaces when they're coming here and they're spending dollars to rebuild you know, portions of our city that has already been neglected and left by other agencies. And so for that fact, you know, I think we need to become more business friendly. So I proudly say yes to that as well.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes.
4 yeas.
4 yeas, the motion's carried. Okay, action item number 5. May I have a motion, please?
Yes, I move the council vote to approve resolution relative to the adoption of local law amending the official zoning map, Schedule 8 of Chapter 1308 of the Codified Ordinances to rezone 1717 McKenna Avenue from a C1-A neighborhood commercial to
That's a L1.
is that an L?
L1.
L1 Business Park.
Or I1, I'm
It's an
sorry. I1, I'm sorry, I. It's hard to read, I had to look it up twice. Okay, do I have a second for that? Second. Okay, information requests. Opposition. Liz, please call the roll.
Councilmember Bax?
Yes.
Councilmember Miles?
Yes.
Councilmember Zajac,
Yes.
Council Chairperson Perry?
Yes,
5 yeas.
4 yeas.
4, excuse me.
4 yeas, the
One
motion's
one
carried.
excuse.
Okay. That concludes the business of this meeting. And we will move on to the section for public comments. And do we have a list, Liz, for that?
Yes, sir. All right, our first speaker is Frank Hanley.
It behooves me the hypocrisy in this institution. It's funny how I can watch administration do their weekly podcast and conversation called Council Members' Dogs and give this rhetoric of conversation, then go on somebody's podcast, sit with the chairman and talk trash and make comments, but then cause media no good. Very perplexed because it's rhetoric, it's It's fear-mongering, it's these elements, yet you are doing the very thing that you say we're doing. A little perplexed there, that's why my time is almost up. Not only that, though, I also find it hypocritical to really cause so much turmoil in a place and say you're trying to make things better, but every time that there's a problem or a fallout, it's legal action. It's always a legal challenge. It really doesn't make me feel as if you have a heart to see Niagara Falls prosper. Now, I titled this called Safety, because you have to handle the smoke that comes with your actions. You have to handle the media that identifies your transgressions. And you can't run down south of Florida and pull an article to highlight your agenda. You can't call the Gazette and dog them because they have asked you for foils that you're not willing to give. They've asked you for information that you're not willing to respond to. You got to handle that smoke. As the administration and Bax, I pray peace unto you upon your departure from this place, because it's exhausting. Peace, it's good stuff. No daggers, good stuff. Because I realize that truly, as I got into politics lately, and I sit here and I identify the mess that's here, how can you truly say you want Niagara Falls to move forward? It takes partnership for sure. It takes integrity, transparency. It takes truth. It's not just being a yes man, but a yes and no. A transparency is required. But don't come for the community if you can't handle the smoke when they call you to the carpet. And that's for anybody in the room. I'm not exempt. Check me. Call me. 716-544, look it up for yourself. Hit me up. But we have to do better in that way that we execute things. And when you as a leader, let's just talk leadership, and I'm about to sit down, and my time is down on the screen, but I'll respect it. When it comes down to leadership, you have to conduct yourself in a way to be able to navigate well with all people. You will have haters and naysayers for sure, but when you act as a tyrant, and every time there's a disagreement, you want to choose lawsuit and you want to fall out. The behavior is present in the paperwork. You ain't got to look at it. I'm here. My time is up. Thank you. Have a good time.
Our next speaker is Tanya Barone. Can you open that up? It won't.
Well. Preach, Frank, preach. Okay, so we have 3 City of Niagara Falls employees inside this building that do not live in Niagara Falls. City Administrator.
Ms. Pearl, hold on one second. Your time is not up. I wanted to get the recorder on. The recorder went out. We want to record your comments.
Can we start over on the time?
Okay, we can resume. Thank you. We're going to restart her.
Thank you. Three City of Niagara Falls employees. Head of Code Enforcement. City Administrator. Head of Planning. None of them live inside the city. Rules change for certain people. Let's talk about the trees. The change order for $20,000, the 4 trees. Where are they located? I've sent 2 emails to the council. Still haven't gotten that information, but the Niagara Gazette posted a nice little e-article today confirming that we know where the trees are located. Who's interested? Can I hear from the audience? The city's controller, her brother-in-law, next door neighbor to the mayor, the mayor himself had trees in their easements that they had cut down conveniently. But it gets better. The actual head of engineering that put the memo out, his sister, I'm being told. Nepotism, friends and family plan. It's disgusting. $20,000. Now the mayor goes on publicly to lie to the people, to make up stories. And he don't even remember his lies. That's why I firmly believe when you speak from your heart, you don't have to remember anything. And I'll keep saying it, because guess what? Every time he opens his mouth, it gets worse. First there was 50 trees. 4 weren't there when M2 Tree Service got there. So 4 were added. Shouldn't that have been part of the original contract? Why are we paying $20,000 additional dollars? Does that even make sense? Then it would change to 54 trees. Still doesn't make sense. Anybody with half a brain could figure it out. I mean, even put 2 brains together to make 1. How long are we going to do this? How long are we going to see our city in decline because of everyone getting the benefits except for the taxpayers and the residents?
Our next speaker is Donnie Wamis. Donnie?
I'm Donnie Wamis.
Wamis. Thank you, Mr. Wamis.
I come down here to speak on behalf of the Kings. You know, all you peasants ought to just fall in line. I mean, you guys want to know where your $20,000 in extortion fees for cleanups. The mayor needs trees out of his yard taken down. I mean, I don't know what you guys are thinking. We got these shitbags up on the board up here, especially Perry, man. I mean, this dude's supposed to be running the show down here. And time after time, you know, he's helped cover these cover-ups up, and, you know, he's still got this building locked down, though, for some reason. These people can come here and they can pay their taxes, and then the rest of the building, they can just screw off. Right, Perry? Why is this building shut down? Is this still COVID? I mean, are we still... I mean, it's almost childish the way the employees act here when they get caught on camera, too. I mean, it's comical the way you guys act and cover stuff up, and you just don't care. I don't know why you guys would think that you could make... rules saying that we can't criticize our government. I specifically came up there. Perry, did you see my shirt today? I custom made this shirt for you, Perry. Just make. You guys. So, I mean, I don't know why you think that you have that right. You guys sit here like kings and queens up here. I don't know why I mean, Miles, you should know better. I mean, you learned the hard way speaking up against the political machine. You lost your primary, didn't you? Shame on you for speaking against the king and speaking for the peasants, all right? These stupid peasants down here need to shut up and fall in line so that, you know, Counter Chair Perry King can go with peace here. He doesn't want to hear, you know, fuck James Perry on a T-shirt. He doesn't want to hear nothing. He doesn't want to... Shut your mouth while I'm talking,
violation.
Perry.
Sir,
Perry,
you're
shut your mouth while I'm talking. This is my 1 minute and 4 seconds.
Sir,
You're gonna listen
you are
to
in
me. I'm going to redress
violation
my grievances and speak the way I want to
officers-
speak. Do you understand me, Perry?
Officers,
Keep your
you
mouth
can
shut
remove him
while
now.
I'm talking.
Thank you.
You can,
You can remove
try
him.
to interrupt me, but my 52 seconds is up here to call you out for being a
Get him
scumbag.
out of here.
My voice is plenty loud enough, you know. So I got my 45 seconds to let you know, Perry, that we all have your number. We know you're a shitbag, and I still got time. But I don't care what he says. I have a freedom of speech for another 30 seconds, and I'm going to use my freedom of speech. So as far as Cherry Perriman up here, you know, he can pick and choose who he wants to speak, and he thinks he has that right, but he does not. police officer can kiss off and get away from me for my next 15 seconds to let Mr. Perry know he is a shitbag. We all know he's a shitbag. He turned off my mic because he's a shitbag. So I'm going to finish with 5 seconds left to let everybody know, fuck James Perry, he's a shitbag.
Our next speaker. Mics, please. Thank you. Our next speaker is Dwayne Whitmer.
Hi guys, how you doing today? My name is Dwayne Whitmer. I'm also here to speak on the good of the community. Last time I spoke, I commented that Niagara Falls' main export was corruption, and it offended some people, and it seems like your mayor really took that to heart because he went and got into 4 new scandals, trying to shut down Shorty's Pub because he's a political opponent, putting his hands on cameramen, using taxpayer dollars to cut trees down, and I forgot the 4th one. There's so many. The hockey rink, because, God forbid kids do something with their time. I'd like to point something out that your mayor isn't, actually, to be fair, Bobby, are you here? He may be standing behind the podium. He's a short little man. He's a leprechaun-looking boy. He may be here. Bobby, are you here? Bobby ain't here. Neither is his brother, who, by the way, doesn't live in the city, but has a great fucking government job, doesn't he? I'll tell you what, you want to cut down on that $4 million deficit? Start getting these Rastanos off the fucking public dole. How about that? I'm actually not here to talk about that. I got more. I got 2 more minutes. We're not done yet. I'm going to explain to the people how this works. You guys are elected in a popularity contest, but you're chosen before that. You're chosen by a machine. A machine picks you and endorses you to run, and you're loyal and obligated to follow that machine. That's why Mayor Restano runs this place like he does, because he loves the power, he loves the kickbacks, he loves the benefits, but he hates the people. And you guys have allowed it to happen for too long. Niagara Falls has an option. They can choose prosperity or poverty. They can choose to be tax slaves for a fucked up city that has no idea what they're doing. Most of you guys aren't qualified to run a 7-Eleven overnight shift in the middle of Alaska. But here you are trying to run
there are children that watch this on YouTube.
Those children should learn
language.
that you guys are terrible at your job.
Watch the language.
I don't care, James. I am speaking.
Okay,
Thank you.
Watch the language.
Don't care. I'm not done yet. City of Niagara Falls has an option, and they can continue to be tax slaves for a corrupt machine that hates them, that can't balance a budget, that views them as nothing but an ATM. Or in November, they can elect Tanya Barone, Vincent Cully, and write in Donta Miles. That would give them control of the board. That would allow the people to stand up to Mayor Restano and his jobs program for his dingle-ass family members that are too stupid to get a real job, so he has to put them on the government dole. Oh, I'm sorry about that. You scared me. I thought you were the cops. But as evidenced by what the cops didn't do when Dan was speaking, they didn't take him out, James. You have no clothes. The emperor has no clothes. You are a weak man behind the microphone, like the Wizard of Oz, a nobody. You're the mayor's little bitch. You can't even be in charge of the corruption. You have to be the mayor's number 2. Imagine living your whole life, and all you have to claim to fame is to be the mayor's little talking boy. You can't even be in charge of the corruption. That's sad.
Thank you.
That's sad, James. Your whole life has led to
Thank you,
nothing
Dwayne.
but being an insignificant little man.
Bye.
Our next speaker, Tim Huther.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm not easily intimidated, but how the hell do I follow that? Man. All right, well, I just wanted to be noted that I am the duly elected amalgamated president for the United Steelworkers. If anybody would like my autograph, I was berated for 4.5 minutes on the mayor's propaganda speech on October 3rd, I believe it was. 4.5 minutes. I was accused of telling stories For some reason, the assassination of a political figure and a political, I'm sorry, I can't say it was political, but a business that had a brick thrown through a window near a political sign. For some reason, that was associated with the amalgamated president requesting information, which I'll say right now that hasn't been answered yet, because there was a contractor that did union work. And as the amalgamated president, I have to stand up for that work that was given to a contractor without union authority. We have exclusive rights to that work. So as the president, when I saw a violation of our contract, I had to request that information. The request still hasn't been answered. Okay, now, I don't deserve to be berated because I stood up and asked something about why the mayor did something or why it was even brought to you guys in the first place. Without that information on that, when they brought it to you, that should have never even been voted on. That should have never made it to your agenda because it was an incomplete request. Okay, but neither here nor there. I wanted to talk about, quickly, with the garbage fee, the user fee, okay? When that was created, that was a temporary fee that was only supposed to be implemented until everything was straightened out with the financial condition of the city. Now, I don't know if anybody's paid attention, but I know that there's been two commentaries by the mayor himself about how great the city's in, the financial condition. Bond rating got increased. We have a $21+ million fund balance. Okay, well, the garbage fee that you guys approved tonight doesn't cover the whole fee. That's only 87% of it. Okay, well, if that garbage fee, the total fee is $4 million, and we got a $21 million fund balance, and that fee was supposed to be temporary in the first place, why the hell are we paying it now? What are you waiting for to eliminate it? Anybody? And then the last question, it was about the funding for that $28,000 change order. I saw that it was paid for with interest from ARPA funds. Can we get some kind of an accounting of how much interest is in that account? How much is it? Is there any kind of a stipulation of what it can be spent for? Can I apply for some of that? I'd like to get some of that. I'd like to do some work around my house too. But thank you. Have a good night.
Our last speaker is Janine Gallo.
We're done. We don't even compare. Hello, Mr. Perry. Whew. So, I can't even beat anybody today. But if I make a face, I'll get thrown out for a month. But what went on today was, I guess, okay. Let's talk about campaigning for the people. Miss Pax always says she gets hundreds of emails when important things are up. I got my phone blown up today over a flyer that went out from a candidate that is fighting for transparency. I can't even read it because it's hilarious. He's fighting for transparency. He's fighting for he fought for the hockey, and the frosting of the cake is that he voted down the Pitchick Dog Shelter. When it was run for over a year and a half, went on a contract that he could read. I know some of the council can't read, but I know he can read, that he could have voided it out in 30 days because she wasn't fulfilling her contract. But now he's campaigning, and he's up there writing, pretending he doesn't hear me, campaigning on all the things he did for the city. He voted yes for $4.5 million. He voted for $280,000 for an architect that he's yet to see a picture, $30,000 washer machine, $17,000 dishwasher, but he's running, so he's going to fight that mayor for transparency. He wants transparency up here. You have a mayor, you have a chairman, a council that's supposed to be for the people, doing podcasts, sitting with the mayor. He might as well move in with the mayor. He does whatever he says. It makes no sense. The mayor himself has signs for the 3 yeses he needs to replace up there. The one, Noah's Ark, I don't know his name. His mom gets all the property for free, and she gets all the things waived that you guys are paying taxes for now. All the cleanups on the properties. She can make Airbnbs. So of course she wants her son in here. He goes and does things. He has to read cue cards. He has to read off a piece of paper. Hello, Niagara Falls. I mean, he doesn't even know what's going on. He's just put in a position because his mom and him are making a lot of money with 14 million LLCs. They own a lot. The mayor gives them all the property. Of course they are. And we know the guy up there, why he's up there and what he owes for driving, maybe having a cocktail. And he's going to say yes for everything too. But now he wants transparency. Give me a break. Give me a break. How embarrassing for you to even put that flyer out. You don't even stand with your party. You stand with the mayor. Mayor, if I get voted in, he doesn't even want you. He doesn't need you anymore. He doesn't even need you anymore. Shame on you.
That is our last speaker for the evening.
The meeting's adjourned.